Well, this month, the holiday season begins in earnest, and that usually includes a couple of big meals in the next couple of months. As you're prepping for those meals, make sure that you keep the pets off the counter and out of the people food, because some of the ingredients can be downright dangerous. Alcohol. Alcoholic beverages and food products with alcohol can cause vomiting, diarrhea, decreased coordination. Then you get into difficulty breathing, tremors, coma, and even death. Under no circumstances should your pet be given any alcohol, and if he gets into it, contact your veterinarian immediately. Chocolate contains substances that are toxic and react with your pet's chemistry and organs. Now, a Great Dane eating an M&M shouldn't cause a problem, but if he eats a bag of dark chocolates, it can cause hyperactivity, abnormal heart rhythm, tremors, seizure, and again, even death. You should note, the darker the chocolate, the more dangerous to your pet. Baking chocolate should definitely be kept out of reach. Coffee and high caffeine can also cause these problems. Although the toxic substances within grapes and raisins is unknown, these fruits can cause kidney failure. Until more info is known about the toxic substance, it's best to avoid feeding grapes and raisins to dogs. When you're cooking with onions, garlic, and chives, don't let him counter-surf. These veggies and herbs can cause intestinal irritation and can lead to red blood cell damage. Although cats are more susceptible, dogs are also at risk if a large amount is consumed. And yeast dough can rise and cause gas to accumulate in your pet's digestive system. This is painful. It can cause the stomach to bloat and twist, becoming a life-threatening emergency. Not only that, yeast produces ethanol as a byproduct, and as we've mentioned, pets and alcohol don't mix. Scary, right? But it's pretty easy to avoid these problems. Just keep your pet out of the kitchen. Maybe put him away and give him his own brand of treat. And that way, you'll avoid an emergency room visit on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I love to run, but I can't walk a straight line. It's because of my brain. It's been damaged. My previous owner left me unconscious. I still don't know what I did to make her so angry that night. Amazing people found me and gently nursed me back to health. They gave me my second chance. I once overheard a child ask if I'd walk straight again when I got to heaven. Maybe, but right now, I'm enjoying my little piece of heaven on earth.
I couldn't remember what it meant to fetch, or to shake, or even to run. All I could do was lie down, held captive by my own matted fur, neglected, broken. Incredible people removed the filth and repaired my crippled body. They helped me look and feel and trust like a dog again. I remember someone whispering, "We'll make it better." And after years of abuse, love did just that.
When company comes for the holidays to visit, it's either very exciting for our dogs or can be a little terrifying too, because different people that maybe they don't see very often are coming into their territory. So we can do a couple of things. We can have them, maybe when company originally comes, they are in our kennel with a good bone or a Kong or something, so it's not punishment, but they're in the other room. Let everybody get settled and then introduce them to people. I would always start the dog on leash. If your dog is pretty good with anybody coming in your house, having a spot to be is always a better thing. And you can even train that so that when somebody knocks on the door, they can learn to go over to their mat. Tiny. And they can sit, maybe, and they can wait. Well, whoops. And you'll have to practice, because if the dog greeter's going to go back out, Tiny, sit, wait. Nice. Nice. And then put it on a cue and tell your dog, okay, go say hi. And they can greet people. And as long as they can keep their feet on the floor, they can continue to greet. If you think they're going to get too excited, Tiny, nice, call them back so they don't get a chance to make a mistake. And then tell them, go say hi.
Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hello, sweetie. Oh, good boy.
Good boy.
Tiny.
Good boy. And depending on the age of the dog, younger dogs get more excited more quickly. So that would be a time where maybe you'd have people drop them a couple treats on the floor first, just a little bit of kibble, so they refocus themselves. And maybe just have people pet for a second and then come back. Try it again. Tiny. Come back. There you go. Sit. Whoops. And they can drop cookies. So this way, the dog's looking for something else, not practicing jumping. Can get a few pets. Good boy.
Good boy.
As they get older, eventually they won't need that. They won't need someone to drop cookies. They'll just understand what to do, but they need to practice. Tiny. Thank you. Good boy. On your mat. Well, almost. Come on. Sit. Good boy. Wait. Go say hi.
Will you sit? Nice. Good job.
It just keeps him calm, so he learns the right way to do things.
Good job, buddy.
And then realizes, oh, this is a good thing. Tiny. Nice. And I'm going to call him back, and he still gets a treat. He can have loves and scratches from me, but he learns it's okay. Even if I have to walk away from someone who was just petting me, it's still not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But it takes practice, and it takes practice before you have the company coming, because company is extremely exciting.
I didn't always walk this way. All crooked, like I had a few too many. It started after I suffered irreversible brain damage. I don't know what I did to make my previous owner so angry. Sure, I had a few accidents on the carpet, chewed a couple pairs of shoes, but I always tried to make up for it. Gave extra kisses, snuggled a bit closer. I'd sit and stay and wish myself invisible when the yelling got too loud. It didn't matter. I'm told that I was found unconscious that night. Amazing people gently nursed me back to health, waiting patiently by my side and surrounding me with love and the promise of safety. I was given a second chance. I once overheard a little girl ask if I'd walk straight again when I got to heaven. Maybe. But right now, I'm enjoying my little piece of heaven on earth.
Well, it's the time of year that we at NHS are very thankful. One of the things that we're thankful for, well, actually probably about 200 of the things that we're thankful for, are our volunteers. They give more than 75,000 hours of work every year. And that saves us some $350,000 that can all go into medical care and other treatments for the animals. So we're very grateful for our volunteers. And joining me today is one of our fabulous volunteers, Wendy Lacey. Wendy, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I would glad to be here.
So talk to me a little bit about volunteering. First of all, why do you do it?
Well, I started volunteering in 2007, so I'm going into my 12th year.
Wow.
I did it probably for the same reason all the people work here, is because I love animals. I especially love dogs. I adopted my very first dog from the old building in 1985. And when you have years of enjoyment from an animal that you adopted here, it made me want to give back. And there are so many homeless animals and animals that need help. And obviously I can't bring them all home. So this is a way for me to help those animals until they find their forever home. And I love doing it. I love it.
So there are many, many ways that you can volunteer here at the shelter.
Oh, yes.
What do you do here?
I'm a dog, I'm called a canine companion. I call myself a dog walker. So basically what I do is I usually come one evening, and the other times I come in the mornings. I take the dogs out, get them out for their potty breaks, take them for a walk, get them in a yard where they can just run off leash, teach them some basic manners if I can, and if I have time, and I wish I had more time, we have a lot of dogs now, and I love to kennel sit with them. And that's another thing that volunteers can do. If you aren't physically able to handle dogs, Kennel sitting with them is wonderful. It's great for the person, obviously, but it's wonderful for the dogs. Being in the kennel can be stressful, and just to have someone sitting in there with them, it does them so much good. So, and there are a lot of other opportunities. I'm a dog person. There are a lot of cat opportunities. I have a dog walking friend here who walks dogs and also feeds baby kittens that come in without their mother. Yep. So that's one of the kitty things or cat things you can do. Besides dog walking, kennel sitting, foster care. I have fostered a dog just once. It depends on the dog you have at home, but I have a lot of dog walkers here that foster animals, and that's a wonderful thing to do. And then I also have those that are called foster failures because they foster and then they just can't give them up. So we have foster care that we need help with. And even I had a gentleman friend that was walking dogs, and he physically got a little too much for him. So now he's helping with laundry.
Oh,
so there are so many options, and we have someone here that can give people all those options that are available depending on their physical abilities.
I know that one of the gals that I talked to here said, I retired and I started gaining weight. And so she said, this is cheaper than a gym.
I don't know if you're a Fitbit person. So I have many mornings that I have gotten out of bed, came over here, and when I got home, I had over 10,000 steps on my Fitbit. So yeah, you can burn a lot of calories and put on a lot of miles over here. So.
It's give and take. I mean, you give to the animals, and you also gain something from that as well.
Yes, especially when I was working. It didn't matter what kind of a day I had, how much stress I felt. I walked in here, and within 5 minutes, the stress just melted away. It's very therapeutic, and I think it's so beneficial, not only to the animals, but obviously to me as well, or I wouldn't still be doing it after 12 years.
I love that. I love the idea of being able to benefit even as you're benefiting the animals as well. For the animals, what does this do for these guys? What have you seen? Have you seen changes in animals that you work with?
I've seen a dog, it might be the first time they've been out of the kennel, that are so afraid, and they're just almost shut down. And it takes a while to get them, comfortable, and you put their leash on, and they're every little noise. They don't know what's going on. And now after I leave, there's probably at least 2 or 3 other volunteers that work with them. By the next day or 2 days later, you go to their kennel and they're like, oh, we're going for a walk. So you see them come out of their shell. Some dogs that are a little, maybe a little rowdy. We see the benefit of consistent training even as to how you go in their kennel. They learn that if I jump up and I'm a wild dog, they're not going to let me out. So when they put their feet 4 on the floor, you go in. So there are a lot of behaviors that we see change as the volunteers work with them.
And now there are different levels that you can be for a dog walker as well. And I don't mean that you're better than anybody, but there are different levels of walking dogs.
Just different training. So you start out with what we call I guess we'll do the color code.
Right, color's good.
So when the behavior staff evaluates the animal, they kind of sort of color code them. So a green dog is just your average regular dog. He doesn't really have any bad behaviors. He just kind of loves everybody, loves other dogs. So you kind of start out with those types of dogs. And then you have a little additional training, and you learn about shy dogs. And so those are the blue badge dog walkers. And they're just a few things you need to be aware of with a shy dog. Sometimes you have to give them more time. You might have to go in their kennel and sit down for a minute. And
bribe them.
Yeah, give them a hot dog, little piece. And then the next training, and not everyone goes to the next training. Some people just like working with the really calm dogs or the shy dogs. And then we have what we call rowdy. They're just energetic, really. And then that's called a red level, and there's some additional training. And it's a lot of training on how to correct some of those behaviors. And it's very beneficial in your real life, because you'll see attributes of this dog. Hey, my dog did that. So anyway, so that's another level, and there are a lot of people who really like working with those energetic dogs. And then the other I guess I wouldn't know if I'd call it a level, but it's a type of training and color is the yellow dogs. We call those our Molly dogs, from a project that was funded by a donor, as I recall. These are the dogs that are so shy, they're fearful. They're so shy that in adopt they would probably just deteriorate.
Shut down.
They need to be in a quiet place. So that's a special training that we call a Molly training, and I have a Molly badge. And I really love working with those animals. That's where you really see a dog open up and come out of their shell. I've seen dogs that they'll just hunker in the back of the kennel, and so you sit there
and they break your heart when they do that.
It's heartbreaking, and they shake. And then after sometimes a few days, sometimes a week, this dog becomes like a real dog. They know they're a dog again. Very, very heartwarming and satisfying, and great for the dog. It's heartbreaking to see a dog afraid and shaking and their tail tucked between their legs. So yeah, it's that's what I enjoy most. I actually do all the levels, but I really enjoy the Molly dogs the most.
Probably you see the most, what do I want to say, progress out of those guys as well.
Yeah. The other dogs are, for the most part, they're all really pretty happy dogs. Some of the blues are a little, they're shy, but they just need to learn to trust. And once they learn what's going on, this is a scary place. You know, they've gone from a home or a field, but normally, a lot of times from a home.
Usually a home, yeah.
And now they're in this loud, barking dog shelter, and they're in a little, a kennel. It's nice. They have their own bed, and they have their own blankets, and it's a great place. They have food and water, but it's not home.
No, it's not.
And it's very scary at first, and then they become more adapted, and they become more comfortable. So.
Well, you guys all save lives. I mean, you really do. You keep them comfortable and happy until we're able to get them out to new adopters. And every now and then you adopt one yourself. So that's awesome, too.
Oh, yes. I'm on my third dog from the Humane Society. And the other thing I didn't mention is adoption counselors.
Right.
We have volunteers that are adoption counselors. And I've never done that. And I kind of don't really want to, because I like working with people probably less than I like working with dogs. But I like people too.
Well, Wendy, we so appreciate what you and all of our volunteers do. Again, 75,000 man-hours saving us more than $300,000. It can go right to the dogs and the cats and help them get their way out of here.
Well, and we appreciate the Humane Society seeing firsthand what a fabulous facility it is. It's very, when you see it from the inside and see every day we have the animal caregivers. Every day, every kennel in this building, and there's more than just the ones in the adoption, they get cleaned out every day, sanitized, all the blankets taken out to be washed, new blankets, new toys. It's a lot of work, and you see the dedication and the medical staff going around to check the dogs daily. There's a lot of dedicated people here, and seeing that firsthand, it makes you really want to give back and do something. So.
Well, we're glad that you do. Thanks so much for talking to us today.
I was glad
Wendy
to do
Lacey,
it.
Dog Walker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love to run, but I can't walk a straight line. It's because of my brain. It's been damaged. My previous owner left me unconscious. I still don't know what I did to make her so angry that night. Amazing people found me and gently nursed me back to health. They gave me my second chance. I once overheard a child ask if I'd walk straight again when I got to heaven. Maybe. But right now, I'm enjoying my little piece of heaven on earth.
I couldn't remember what it meant to fetch, or to shake, or even to run. All I could do was lie down, held captive by my own matted fur, neglected, broken. Incredible people removed the filth and repaired my crippled body. They helped me look and feel and trust like a dog again. I remember someone whispering, "We'll make it better." And after years of abuse, love did just that.
So today on the Pet Parade, there he goes. Come here, Garth. Come on and sit down. This is Garth Brooks. Garth, and you're getting the back of him, unfortunately. I'll turn him in a moment. He is a 3-year-old treeing walker coon hound. Let me turn him for you. Garth, come over here and look this way. Sit. No. Can you see his face yet? All right, you stinker. Or you can see his belly. Here is Garth's belly. Garth is 3 years old. He's young, he's energetic, but he also loves people and loves cuddling. He looks like a big beagle. He is a hound. He is very food motivated and also pretty darn smart. So he knows sit and down. Will you come over here? And then turn so we can see your pretty face. Finally, I know, let's look at that lovely face, buddy boy. He is one of those dogs that's energetic, but also loves people, so he wants to cuddle, don't you? I know, you're gonna make me go on the ground. Hopefully they can keep you in camera here. Garth probably shouldn't go to any home with small children, and the reason why is because he doesn't like to share his food or his toys. He in fact guards them, and so we want to make sure that no one comes up, grabs the bone away from him as he's playing with it, and sets him and whomever up for failure. So Garth is one of those dogs that should go to an adult home where he will have someone who will work with him, but he's great. He rode in the car great this morning. He pulls a little bit on leash, but he can walk really nicely. He's a great size. He loves to cuddle. He'll climb up on the couch with you and just sit, and this is his thing. He always wants to be with you. We need to show your face, though. We need to show your face, buddy. He is just one of the more fun and active dogs that I've ever met. However, because of food guarding, we want to make sure that he doesn't go with kids and run into issues with that. So Garth would be a great dog for an adult family who's active, who wants to play with him and also cuddle with him. He loves to go outside and sniff and explore. But for a hound, he's extremely cuddly. A lot of times they're pretty independent and they get following their nose. He'll always come back to you to say hi. And apparently his back is very itchy at this point. Come here, buddy. Will you come here? And will you sit there and look at the camera? Anyway, this is Garth Brooks. He's a fabulous boy. Come and meet him at the shelter. And he will just melt and become the biggest cuddler on the planet for you. Good boy. Sit. Sit. You sit. Sit. You stinker. There you go. Nope. Sit. So right now I have Princess with me. Princess is an American Bulldog mix. Will you sit and show off your pretty face? Princess, hey, sit, sit. Nice. She's 3 years old. She is the life of the party. Princess has not met anyone that she does not absolutely love, other than she probably doesn't want to live with other dogs. She sort of wants to be queen of the castle. Oops, we're a little messed up here, baby girl. Come here. She'd rather be the only dog in the household, most likely, but she is a ton of fun. She loves to run and play. Sit. She's very smart, and she loves people. She wants to be around people all the time. So she's one of those dogs that's a pretty hardy dog, enjoys running, playing, hanging out with you, is all about having a good time, and yet when she comes up to you, she's not one of those dogs that's gonna bowl you over. She looks like she'll come galloping up to you, but then at the last minute, she kind of pulls up and says, okay, what are we doing? Are we playing? Do you have treats for me? She's food motivated, so she's very trainable, she's very smart, and she's just one of those dogs that just loves to be with people and is very into checking you out, checking out her environment, making sure that, oh my goodness, that she's stimulated and that she has activity is probably something that her family's gonna need to do, because she wants to be involved with things that are going on in the household. She wants to be involved if you're headed out to maybe even jog or to take a walk. She'd be a great walking partner, other than the fact that she's not the happiest when she's around other dogs. So no dog parking for her, but quite frankly, she'd be great running around, playing on her own, and probably taking walks with you in parks or other places. Come here, Princess. Come on, baby. She's over by the door. Boop, boop, boop. And we've lost her. Come on, Princess. I have treats. I have treats. Oh, I have treats. Whee! I know, right? Will you come here? And she's like, you don't have any treats for me, lady. I have no treats. Come here, baby girl. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. But a wiggle waggle, she is a bully breed, so you're going to need to, but she's not a majority, so you won't need to deal with the breed-specific legislation here in Omaha. But she is, I know, she's a goofball, and she's a lot of fun, and she is a party animal, aren't you? And I've lost her again. I know. Oh my goodness. Are you ready to play? Are you ready to play? Will you sit? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She's a pretty hardy dog, so she can play a little rough, but she also loves to cuddle once she's done and wants to sit on the couch with you. Currently, she's checking out the door yet again. I think somebody might have to potty. But that is Princess, 3 years old, American Bulldog, here at the Nebraska Humane Society. We have so many dogs and cats right now. We're happy to get them out to you. Cats are still fee waived. Critters were fee waived till the end of October. I think that they're back to normal price now, and we've got plenty of doggos. So come on down and see us. Thanks for joining us for The Dish. We'll have a new show once every 2 weeks that'll bring you more training tips and pet health tips, information about events that are going on at the shelter, and things that you as a pet owner can use. So for now, goodbye, but thanks for joining us and have a great week.